people, back again. How you guys been going since we haven't seen each other? All right, so I got one for you. I have a trio tropical banana pudding. So let's go for the flow, y'all. Let's take that stroll. Let's do what we got to do, okay? Okay, here you see 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And we will be joining 1.5 cups of sugar, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We'll also be going into this dry ingredient. And we also have the cream coconut that I just showed you, and the 1.5 cups of milk, which also contains the cream of coconut in this 1.5 cups of milk. Okay, we just put our 1.5 cups of sugar into our dry ingredients of flour. Then we're going to add our 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we already have our 2 teaspoons of cornstarch in the mix with the flour. Now stir it all in together, combine it all. And then you guys, you have to be very patient with this pudding recipe. Okay, we're going to add our wet ingredients in, which is our 1/2 cup of milk and a 1/2 cup of coconut cream. We're going to stir it all in before we even start to heat it up. Then we're going to set our oven on low heat, which would be 2 for me, the number 2. We're going to set that oven on low heat while we are prepping our ingredients. And this is gonna take a lot of stirring, you guys, a lot of stirring. We're gonna have to actually stir this pudding until it is completely done. You cannot leave this pudding unattended. So right now we are mixing our wet with our dry ingredients to make sure that everything is mixed in well before the heat hit it, because we do not want flour pockets. It will let us know if we have one. We will mess up our whole pudding mix. Okay, gonna stir it very well, and then we're gonna start it out on a low heat. And all through the process, you will be using low heat for this pudding mix. Got to get our stir going, and then we're going to allow our heat to catch up with our ingredients. That is the way this recipe works. That is the only way it is going to work. And we also have 2 tablespoons of butter mixed in with our liquid ingredients. I forgot to mention that. So yes, 2 tablespoons of melted butter. That will allow your pudding to not lump up so bad or to curd. Okay, here we are. Approximately a good 40 minutes has went by, and I am about to add, it's trying to thicken up, you guys. So you have to constantly stir it. And I am going to go ahead and add my vanilla flavor, which will be 2 teaspoons, well, 1 teaspoon at the most. Sorry about that. Then I'm going to add my other flavor, which is my coconut flavor, which is going to be 1 teaspoon. And then I'm adding my banana, which would be 2 teaspoons. And I'm also going to come with my rum, which is 2 tablespoons, Bacardi rum. 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to add that all in. You can also add this mix in, all of your flavors or whatever. You can add them in at the end of your pudding, you know. You can add it in at the end of your recipe. That is what I'm trying to say. When it is all cooked, you can add that in last. Okay, you also allow it to cool before you start to place it onto your cookies and your pudding. Okay, I have allowed it to cool, you guys. And it's kind of warm. It's not really cool. I'm going to put like a drop or two of yellow food coloring. And this what gives it the yellow look, as if we got the Jello instant pudding. No, we came from scratch this time, you all. So we're going to make it look as if we got it from the Jello instant pudding. How about that, you guys? Okay. And you new viewers, don't forget to subscribe if you like what you see. All right, we're going to circulate that coloring in there. I'm going to mix it all in. This meal reminds me of a Sunday after church. I'm going to say after the Kingdom Hall, because that's what I attended when I was growing up, and I still do now. So it reminds me after attending the Kingdom Hall on Sundays. My mom always used to go when we did have banana pudding. She always made it from scratch, and she always used to get those Jack's cookies. She never used anything else but those Jack's cookies for this vanilla pudding, and she always came from scratch. And back then I just didn't like I wasn't that crazy about banana pudding back then because of the bananas. And she found that out, that I would always spit the bananas out, y'all. Okay, here I come with these Jack's cookies. I would spit those bananas out. She didn't like the idea that I did that. And back then, thinking about that now, that was kind of yucky. But once she found that out, she made mine separate from everybody else's. She just made mine with cookies and pudding only. But that was something I remember from that. And I also remember her making me make it. And I didn't know what I was doing, make the pudding. She had me stirring while she was cooking something else. And I was like, how long do I have to stir this stuff? Okay, but here we go though. All right, we're going to add a little bit more pudding in. Instead of me putting bananas on top of that, I love more cookies than bananas, you guys, as you all can see so far. So we're going to spread that pudding out over there. But that is the way we learn when we're growing up. Okay, I like to dollop my Cool Whip into spots so that I can see, like on the edges, so that I can see the difference in the two. And it's also good to, what I would say, it's also okay to mix your Cool Whip with your pudding. But I prefer mine this way because I like to see the difference in the Cool Whip and the pudding. And I like to see it outside a clear glass or whatever. It have to be something clear where I can see. I want to see my banana pudding. There's something about the ice cream and anything consists of puddings and cobblers or whatever. I like to see it in a clear glass so I can see the mix on the outside of the glass. Do anybody agree with me on that? Yeah, I like that. I just like that. It's just an extra something to that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and chip those bananas in there. And I'm not going to do very many bananas. I am only doing 2 bananas. That's all I need. But if y'all prefer more, then hey, y'all can do that. Because bananas contain water, and it kind of drains out the pudding, and that's why I'm kind of skimpy with the bananas. It kind of drains the pudding. So you have to have that pudding. If you make a pudding, you have to eat that pudding in one day almost. Because those bananas will drain out your pudding. 1 or 2 days. But I had to make myself start eating bananas in the pudding. It have to be fresh. And it was so bad that I would just separate my bananas from my pudding and just cut my bananas into the pudding when I wanted to get some pudding out of the bowl. So I just made it with just cookies and pudding and Cool Whip. And I would just cut my bananas into it because I didn't like the idea of the bananas getting that brownish, soggy look. That's just me. I don't think I'm alone when it comes to that either. I don't think I'm alone. But that did make it taste better. But here we go. We're going to take our last little layer. If it ain't Jack's, it's whack. If it ain't those Jack's cookies. And as y'all can see the process of the dollops. It goes on and on each layer to the people that has never made a pudding, period, you know. So I'm gonna come with some more bananas. More bananas. I can't believe I'm actually putting these bananas in here. Basically for video purposes, but usually I would just make my pudding without it, as I said once before. And I'll just chip my bananas in there after I get my separate bowl. I'm a bit too much. I know I am. Y'all don't talk about me too bad. I'm a bit too much. Okay, here we go. We're on our finishing process, and of course I filled it up with the Cool Whip on the top. And fill it in. Like I said, I like more cookies than bananas. Yeah, see, I'm trying to crowd them in there, don't you? Okay. Okay, here we go. This is the look I wanted. Y'all see the outside of the bowl? I like to look at that white Cool Whip mixed in with that yellow pudding. I like that look. All right, we're going to sprinkle dried coconut, baked dried coconut over the top. And then we're going to get ready to plunge into it. How about that? I'm going to plunge into this banana trio tropical pudding. Y'all see I got my glass. See that glass there? I have to have my see-through. I have to have my see-through glass. Yes, okay. And there's something about that pudding. I like it when it doesn't. I like it when it's kind of a little loose, like. Where it can soak into the cookies. Y'all see that? It's soaked in those cookies. It's not too soaked, but it's. Yeah, I like it like that. Okay, I'm gonna come with my Cool Whip, y'all. Y'all need to try this recipe. Make your pudding from scratch sometimes. It's not too fun. You have to put that muscle to it. Stir it on that pudding for about an hour. So get your workout before you start it. Because that pudding will have you stirring. You better get those arms ready. I'm going to sprinkle it with some brown coconut on a finishing touch. All right, y'all, let's do this. All right, we're going for the mouth plunge. We'll let y'all have some of this. Y'all have some. Have some. Y'all know I don't mind. You know I don't mind. And it is great, y'all. This pudding is really great. I want y'all to take a good look in there. Take a good look inside. All that cookie fun up in there. See all that cookie fun going on with that Cool Whip? Don't be forgetting to subscribe now and hit that like button. All right, but I want to thank y'all for taking that stroll just to see how everything goes when living with V.